This upload is from our channel Destination Declassified, a channel we built solely for the research into aliens and UFOs. We hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, then you will absolutely love Destination Declassified. Click on the link in the description or in the comments to check it out. Enjoy. Space is noisy, very noisy. This may sound paradoxical or even impossible if you are an organism possessing an auditory apparatus relying on vibrations through some kind of medium. Space, of course, has only the most tenuous of media, when it has any at all, through which to carry physical vibrations. But noise is more than that. It can be seethed cauldrons of photons and electromagnetic radiation from infrared to gamma rays, gravitation, and all sorts of other types of energy. All of this can be heard with the proper technology, and we have some of that technology, and so we can hear some of these things by turning them into sound, or at least into signals detectable by our instruments. And in all that overlapping noise hitting us from space in all directions, in all the wavelengths of all sorts of energy, sometimes we hear patterns that seem intentional. And let's look at a few. Sit back and be careful not to hear things we're not really saying. And enjoy. Messages from 234 different civilizations all at once. In 2016, Ermanno Bora and his graduate student Eric Trottier, both at the University Laval in Canada, announced that they had analysed the spectral data collected by Sloan Digital Sky Survey of 2.5 million stars across our galaxy, searching for sun-like G-type stars that seemed associated with unusually short signals on the order of 100 picoseconds. This is because the vast majority of natural occurring signals from stars lasts at least 1 second or longer. Bora had, in 2015, published a paper in which he argued that this type of search might be a good way to find signals from extraterrestrial technological civilizations. Sure enough, Bora and Trottier found 234 of them. Nearly all of them were F-type or G-type stars, and about 50 of them showed a signal period of approximately 1.65 pictoseconds. To be fair, the pair proposed 4 possible explanations for their observations, including the possibility that these results were an artifact of the analytical method Bora had devised. And according to SETI's Breakthrough Listen team, there are actually a number of ways in which Bora's method could introduce some spurious results. As of now, attempts to corroborate this discovery have not resulted in any startling announcements. TYC 1220911 is a sun-like G-star about 100 light-years away, somewhat older than our own Sun at 6.3 billion years, and with at least one Neptune-sized planet. In 2010, a powerful radio signal was detected in real life for about 10 seconds, and never heard again. The famous WOW signal, detected in 1977, occurred in a region of the sky with no known objects in the vicinity, was about 72 seconds in duration and about 30 sigmas above background noise. The TYC signal was 300 sigmas above background. So what was that thing? One popular suggestion is that it was a Benford beacon, named after the astronomer twin brothers James and Gregory Benford. The idea proposed by James, Gregory, and James's son Eric, also an astronomer, is that a technological civilization might have various reasons for occasionally blasting power signals into space, for purposes other than communication with us. We do something similar, but not for communication with aliens. We do it, for instance, with the Arecibo telescope on Puerto Rico, in order to attempt to locate potentially hazardous objects, or PHOs, like asteroids. As has been pointed out, if a civilization 100 light-years from us were doing this, with a similar type telescope, and just happened to be pointing it in our direction, we'd hear something like the TYC. Or there might be a spacefaring civilization which understandably communicates with its own crafts. It's entirely possible that something else out there in the galaxy might eventually detect these signals purely by accident. And perhaps this is what happened in the case of TYC or even the WOW signal. HD 164595. HD 164595 is a G-type star with one massive planet in the Hercules constellation. In 2015, a 2-second-long signal was detected by the Raton 600 radio telescope in Russia. Although the research team involved delayed announcing this detection for a year, it was a fairly powerful signal, but not inconsistent with any number of known phenomena like stellar flares, an eruption from an active galactic nucleus, a gravitational lensing effect, or some other natural phenomena. It also appeared in a bandwidth, usually associated with military activity, and so it's possible that the source was in fact a now defunct Russian satellite, which could possibly explain the year-long delay in notification of it, but nonetheless, the UFO and alien community are still looking for some answers. SHT B02+14A. SHT B02+14A is a mystery. It was detected in 2003 for a total of about 1 minute from an unknown source somewhere between the constellations Pisces and Aries. It was detected 3 times during that 1 minute, at the special frequency of 1420 MHz, the so-called watering hole. It hasn't been heard since then. For the first decades of serious SETI research, the presumption was that a real extraterrestrial signal would have to be strong and repeating. And this was because, our naivete, we couched our research in terms of ETI, extraterrestrial intelligence, knowing that we are here and trying to get our attention. But perhaps this was a flawed premise. Perhaps any extraterrestrial intelligence out there might have no idea that we or any other ETIs exist, and so just go about their own business of exploring space and building their civilizations. In doing so, might they sometimes send a signal that we just happen to hear? If so, we are likely to hear it only once, if at all. This is probably the most likely scenario, assuming that if they even exist, are using electromagnetic means of communication. Maybe they're not doing this, and maybe they have something much better, more powerful, and maybe even faster than light. But if we don't have the technology to know and manipulate such things, we won't detect it. What remains the case is that we have in fact heard some very strange things above the background noise of the universe. But we know hardly anything about the universe. We do, however, have some concept from both mathematics and physics of infinity. And in infinity, anything that can happen will happen. From a sample of one, namely Earth, we know that life appeared. We know its chemistry. We know that this chemistry is based on physical laws operative throughout the observable universe, and that these laws tend to result in self-organization and self-replication. These are foundational concepts and are really more important than the discovery of 1 million new species. The American Pentagon has finally acknowledged that there are things in our skies that we do not understand, and so this is at least now a settled issue, but there is still no connection to these strange signals. We also know that what we currently know is a cupful of reality from a vast ocean of existence. Someone else may be out there, somewhere, wrestling with these very same doubts and hopes.